Hello everyone and welcome to today's stream of Disco Elysium. I hope my sound's alright. I'm constantly changing the setup or having to deal with changes to the setup, and so, nothing's ever certain really. As I experienced on Saturday when I recorded an entire stream of playing Return of the Obra Dinn and then Dicey Dungeons, and all of the Return of the Obra Dinn footage looked crazy. Oh wow. Can't even speak. It looked terrible. The game's a bit loud. Let me turn it down just a tad. That's better. And I hope everything is sounding good now. Turn down the mix for the game as well so that it comes out a little bit quieter in the stream. I'm not used to having the mic so far away. Let me turn it more this way, like this. That's better. So today, we're going to be continuing with Disco Elysium. Load game. To be honest, I can't exactly remember where we left off. Also announced the new games that we're all... I didn't warm up speaking before the stream. Also took a day off, so I'm a bit out of my rhythm. I announced the new games that we're going to stream. And they are Pyre and Ooblets. And I'm looking forward to it. And that's right, last time we saw that this was actually our car, and we had crashed it in the past before games events started. We have 49 points. Okay, we can't do that just yet. Do this quickly, then we'll get right into it. Everyone's having a good day if you're watching this, in the past or present. I don't believe anyone's watching it right now, but yeah. So that's not coming up. I only need to turn off notifications for Steam. I don't think this captures games overlay. I mean the Steam overlay. So Steam notifications. Yeah, this is just too far away. I can't deal with having it so far away. I'm so used to having it way closer. There we go. That's better. I'm more comfortable now with the mic right here. That's better. Now we can continue the stream. So we looked at the car. It is now 5:20 in game. I don't know what we're going to do next. Let's look at our journal. The jam mystery. Found out who the lady driver is and where's her lorry. There was something about this. Smoke on the balconies later tonight. Find the murder weapon. Oh yeah, we could try figuring that out. Let me actually check if that's coming up on the overlay. It doesn't seem like it. Cool. It's just annoying to get notifications. I thought I turned them off. Apparently I didn't. I'll figure out how to turn that off in the next stream. Okay, so let's... oh yeah, I remember now. Sorry, it's been a while since I've played this game, and I've forgotten where everything is, what we were doing. But I remember now that there was something that we could look at. Oh, there's the bench. There are those gents. Those gentlemen. But there is something to explore if we go this way, and then this way, I think. Well, up this way. Is there anything to pick up? It doesn't seem like it. Does not seem like that is where we need to be, but if we go along this way, we made a bridge here. And we also picked up a lot of stuff from these things. We didn't really talk to anyone who was here though. And there was this. Must have taken a lot of patience to do this. I agree, that looks difficult. So I've been thinking a lot about what I want to do with the channel. That was a weird way of speaking, am I right? A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Having you approach, she looks up. Hey, I'm in my late teens / early 20s.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, that was very quiet. It's cold out there. Okay, I think the game's audio is at a decent volume, but that was really quiet. It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing. Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party. Dear child, it's freezing. Where's your hat? That's quite a funny way. So you want to party? I have some questions for you. Dear child, it's freezing. Where's your hat? Huh? She looks up at you, distracted. Maybe she didn't hear you. A little louder. I said you should have a hat on. So should you. You don't have to do anything. Come to think of it, I should. Where would I get one around here? I don't have to do anything. I'm the law. You have to do what the law says. Come to think of it, I should. Where would I get one around here?
I don't know. Some kind of store? Maybe a general store. Look, man, fuck the hat.
Okay. Your pulse rises. What did she just say? That's not how a civilian is supposed to address an officer of the law. Wow, this is This is an incredibly low check. I'm not going to try that. Is that the kind of language? Is that kind of language really?
Fuck the hat. I was concentrating on something else.
Yeah, that's fair.
My whole family swears, and it rubbed off on me.
There's a painted expression on her face. Well, yeah, everyone has a painted expression in this game. She'll answer your questions now. What's your name? Okay, I really hoped she would actually say that because I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to go with Acel. Her hair is dyed blonde with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her features, some masculinity below that timidness. And your surname? I'm not a young suitor. This is official police business. We turn my gain up just a little bit, just in case. I speak too quietly. And your surname? Why? Sorry, how does she speak? Why? Very quietly. Why? I'm from the police. It's for paperwork. Why indeed? Forget it. Sure. Okay. What's that device you have there? This? She breathes on her freezing fingers. It's a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still. And the wires? Actually just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone. It's a contact microphone. I know what a contact microphone is. It's a special kind of microphone that you place on a surface and will capture like the sound that is made, that is produced when you touch that surface. Essentially, like it captures things that are very quiet through the vibrations of it. I don't know. We wouldn't really perceive those sounds like intensely. You know, like when you're rubbing, when you move your finger across the table. It's like, yeah, sure, there's like a sound there, but you don't really think, oh yeah, that's loud. If you put a contact microphone on that, it'll be like a or something. I don't know. I'm not actually an expert, but she'll explain, I'm sure. A contact microphone records sound from inside things, like the size. Yeah, exactly. Like it's through the physical vibrations of the surface of the object to which it's attached, like the size. Your mangled brain would like you to know there is a boxer called Contact Mike. That's... Thank you, Encyclopedia. You were so helpful last stream, I remember now. I remember you being so helpful. Was that last stream or the stream before? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, any news on my wife's name? How about my mother? Yeah, these are good ideas. Nope. Thank you, Encyclopedia. You're welcome. I didn't even read that before I said thank you. That's, yeah, it's aware. Does this have anything to do with Contact Mike? No. I can tell you that, Harry. Or Harry. Harry. Something like that. How does that thing work? Let's have a techie conversation. The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The box said it only picks up structure-borne sound. If you like technobabble. Yeah, that's what I was basically saying. I think I didn't explain it very well, but I'm also not a sound engineer, so. Does this have any... Okay, where did you get the mic from? That's a decent question. Same place I got the recorder from. The Elysium. Or Palaceum. What's the Palaceum. Oh man, you haven't been to the Palaceum? She forgets herself for a moment. It's the coolest place in the whole drug-addled... in this whole drug-addled hellhole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck. Thinking about it really cheers her up. It's a long way from here, though. We're from Jamrock. Sounds interesting. Who's this Arno guy? Sounds like a place for congregating homosexuals. Why? Why would you say that? That's just... It's just... Not a... Why? Oh yeah. She looks at you over, assessing your age. Guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Palaceum going kind of person. I get down. I don't know what that means. I grind. I don't know what that means either. Means I'm hip beyond my years, okay? I can relate. I don't go to clubs. Nor do I, but I have concrete evidence that I rock in the form of a wrecked tape player and a completely trashed hostel room. Get down, grind. I like these. There's more than one right answer here in my eyes. Also, welcome everyone who's joining the stream. Nice to have you here. Let's go with... Yeah, sure. Let's go with this one. That's cool. She breathes on her fingers. Looks like she doesn't know what to say. You're right. Time has deserted me. Never mind. Let's talk about that contact mic instead. Yeah. Sure. Actually, I had some non-mic questions for you. Okay. What are you doing out here in the cold? Recording, I guess. And what is it you're recording exactly? I think I'm recording cracks in the ice, but there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound. She scratches her forehead. Wait, what happened to the headphones? And what are these recordings for? The cracks, the footsteps? My boyfriend sold the headphones. What for? Drug money, I'm guessing. I don't know, man. Things, just stuff you need for life. A lie. They were probably pawned off for something suspicious. And what are these recordings for? The cracks, the footsteps? The musicians in the Palaceum use them for making music. They loop the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain. It's Andrew Huang. And other people, but he's quite known for that, I think. Just nod. Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be like a music place anyway. She rubs her shoulders and looks around. I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer. She looks at the recording device, the thing she thought would fill her hours with joy and escape. It's turning out to be an empty fantasy. She feels childish, very useless all of a sudden. It's very sad. Take these. You're cold. The lieutenant begins to take off his jacket. No man, F that. I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the swearing. It's okay. The lieutenant backs up. He throws you a glance. Now this is where a hat would come in handy. He said it's supposed to be a music place. It's supposed to be a music place. What is? That. She nods towards the church. The boys think it could be a place, like the Palaceum or something. Stupid. It's really, she pauses, not going to be a Palaceum, that's for sure. The boys? Yeah, like that show on Amazon Prime Video. Have you subscribed? I'm just kidding. I don't really endorse that particular service. I think it's quite scarce actually. Besides its originals, like its originals are the only thing you could possibly want it for. Yeah, I think it's had some like movies added since I last checked, but yeah, Andre and the guys, they're inside in the tent. I've changed accents a lot throughout this conversation. And why is that? Why are you freezing out here while the boys are inside? They got too much stuff crammed in there. No room. Stuff like what? music stuff mostly. Like this tape recorder, but bigger, and there's piles of it. I mean, like those headphones your boyfriend sold. Why not just leave some of it outside so you don't have to freeze? Yep. She squints her eyes a little. They were pretty. I'm sorry we sold those. Why not just leave some of it outside? The stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter. I can take the colt. Now this is where a hat will come in handy. Yeah, maybe you were right about that hat. Wow, that one was a very poor attempt at the accent. Anyway, and some other questions. Empathy. The tape recorder lies in the ice like a discarded toy. Pick it up. Ooh, that's a very high, we need a high empathy score for that. Tell me more about this music place you've been planning in the church. It's supposed to become like a club for anodic dance music. Anodic? Anodic? I'm not sure. Like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Elysium. Yeah, I think it's Elysium. Elysium. Except that, yeah, she looks at the old wooden church up on the poles. As a mean wind comes bellowing in, the 6-story structure lets out a doleful shriek. What is anodic dance music? I'd like to know. Secret task. What is anodic dance music? Nice! You know, anodic, cathodic. Oh, anodes and cathodes. Music that's made with electronic instruments. Interesting. I know what anodes and cathodes are. Don't ask me which one's positive. I really can't remember. I believe the anode's positive. No, the anode's negative, I think. Oh my goodness. I'm not studying physics. Good thing too. Electronic instruments like what? Synthesizers and tape consoles, microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity, but isn't guitars. Also found sounds, stuff like that. You see oh yeah, that wasn't a good sign. My computer just flashed. Let me just make sure all the cables are in. Cool. You see clear, beautiful, violent flashes of light. Light cutting through a smoke-filled darkness. This is what the future will look like, if it ever comes. I have a fun story to tell as soon as we've completed this conversation. This is an evolutionary step up from amplified instruments, which in turn are a step up from acoustic instruments. What comes after it, you wonder? A black tinted nothingness, or something finer? So you want to turn the church into a club? I know. She nods towards the sloping mass of wood on the coast, then shivers. It's not my idea. Why am I going kind of Australian? I'm not in it today. It's not my idea. I'll try not to sound Australian. I'm sorry. Andre and the boys found the place. It was supposed to be deserted, but now they can't even take it. Oh yeah, we could go into the church. Hey, don't get me wrong, but you're cops, right? No, we're the police. Yes, why do you ask? Okay, well, she hesitates. Maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys? Because there are some strange things going on in that church. If you're police, you should look into it, right? I'm still going Australian. I'm so sorry. I'll talk to them. I've got enough on my plate? Not really, dude. They're inside that thing there. She points to the tent. Would be cool if you did. Was there something else? Enough about the church then. I had another question. Go ahead. That was straight up Australian. I don't know why I'm doing this. Actually, that's it for now. Okay, bye. She turns her attention back to the recording device. Cool, thank you. Sure, let's talk. And then we can look in the church.
Come on, get in. The warm stuff's getting out.
Squeeze in, sure.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
Points his thumb at the lieutenant.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm too old for this. It is now suddenly a bit quiet on my side. Let me turn it up. Go there. Actually, naughty things. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watching.
He gestures for you to squeeze in. Yeah, let's squeeze in. How's everyone doing today? Oh yeah, so funny story from earlier. I thought our power went out, and it kind of did, but that's because someone was running around and turning off people's power. Kind of crazy. It smells like sweat and laundry detergent, plus a trace of ether. A speaker, the big kind they use for live music. Canisters filled with what appears to be water. The label says distilled. Wow, wow, I want to see. Where's the child I used to be? It's kind of punkish in lyrics, I guess. Pile of nasal sprays, brand name, Nosafed Ultra. Yeah. Andre. You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Yeah, okay. Harry Potter. There's definitely something futuristic about his hair, aggressively so. You get the sense that this is what the future will look like. Imbecilic. Yes, should the future ever come, it will look deeply imbecilic. Like this guy. Wow, shake his hand, sure. His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse. Noid.
Noid. Oh wow, that's David Bowie. Huh. The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead.
And Egghead.
Egg!
Oh wow, that was louder than anything I expected. The tape player high above his head continues to blast what is probably anodic music. Yeah, because it's like anodes and cathodes. Well, Egghead. Egg!
Together with a cell burger, who's at
A cell, okay.
doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Interesting. Wait, how many music venues have you organized?
We had many in the pipeline, officer.
Many in the pipeline. So 0. Why are you here?
We've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Mm-hmm. And you found nothing.
Also for talent.
Also for talent. I can recognize that accent.
Thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Okay.
Place is a shithole.
Yep, okay, sounds right. He doesn't sound like David Bowie, but alright.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
Okay, Harry Potter. There's no need, the place is pretty bad. Next time, watch yourself. Was there something you wanted? Your friend Estelle said there was a problem with the church.
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
Okay. He's saying that druggies live in the church, I believe. An attempt to pander to your perceived conservative sensibilities. No person his age would ever use a word like narcomania with a straight face. Don't fall for it. Enough histrionics. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Okay, Andre.
Dopeheads?
Dope heads. You know what his accent reminds me of? He angrily spits on the screw, then starts cleaning it. Egghead's accent reminds me of, if you've played the game Thimbleweed Park, one of the main characters' accents. Kind of reminds me of that.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that.
In Revachol.
Strike that, the word!
Strike that, the world! No, it's much stronger to the German side than that character's voices, so never mind.
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there were the worst kind.
Tell me, Andre, tell me why they're the worst kind. Composure. He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those. No, we're not. I won't stand for narcomaniacs of any kind. No narcomaniacs on my watch. Shake your head gravely. No narcomaniacs on my watch. I feel like you may be laying this on a bit thick. What's really so bad about these dopeheads and burnouts? Yeah, let's say this. They're spooky. What exactly do you mean by spooky? I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, this spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community center and a place of spiritual refuge. I can't quite get it. Oh well. Also, they don't heat or clean the building. It's gonna collapse. People just want to see spin tapes without spooking it up. Places bad signs. No one can dance like that. It's interesting, it says signs as in sine waves. What's up, Deku? Thank you, Egghead. Turns to you. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing. I'm sure it's not what the ecclesiasts meant their property for. So, I struggle with the word. Ecclesial. I'm not even sure if that's how you say it. Usually means denoting the Christian church. But knowing this game and knowing some of the stuff we've already seen, like how they don't have a normal cross, they have an X, a multiply sign. I imagine that there's a completely original religion that they've assigned to be ecclesiasts. Let's find that out. I'll look into it. Tell me more. Get the task. I'll make up my mind later. I have questions for you first. I'll look into it. Help Raver start a nightclub. Alright, man. He claps his hands or maybe, alright, man. Something like that. Andre is obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchange giddy looks. That's how I imagine they would do that. Did you put the padlock on the door? Did you put the padlock on the door? Yes. Asked Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. It's a temporary fix. Just something to contain the situation. Had to do it in a hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while. What about the key? Of course. Noid, give the officer the key. Alright. The speed freak dips into his belt pack and produces a yellow key. He then makes a sudden, cool, infused move, tossing it in your general direction. Be the cool cop. Catch the key as it flies toward you. Hey, this didn't go so well last time we tried to catch stuff, but that was hand-eye coordination, not reaction speed. Let it fall to the ground, then pick it up like a normal adult person. This would be kind of boring. This would be cool, but we don't have a very good chance of hitting it. But you know what? I've had very bad luck with all the checks in the past, so I'm bound to have good luck with this one right now. Next time. It's as if time is frozen somehow. You think you can sense the key moving in the air. Yeah, this is gonna be way cool. Don't ruin the cool by overdoing it. Raise your hand in front of your face with minimum effort. Blam, straight in the eye. Straight in the old eye orb. In the looking ball. A stabbing pain. Tears streaming uncontrollably from your right eye. Ouch. Goddamn asshole, what is wrong with you? Can't you see I'm in pain now? Man, I'm super sorry. That was totally my bad. I got overexcited. Threw them too hard. I'm sorry. Looks like he's genuinely sorry. You didn't throw them better. I'm sorry. Bent your face in mockery of his useless contrition. You almost eye murdered me. Oh, I'm sorry. Bent your face in mockery of his useless contrition. You almost eye murdered me. A cop. That's use of lethal. Oh my goodness, are we about to shoot him? I really am sorry, man. Just take this, okay? He pulls out some black paper from his belt pack. Wow, looks like there's quite a lot there. That's the least you could do. Take the money. I don't need your pity money. No, where were we? Yeah, let's not take the money. The key. He cautiously hands you the yellow keyring. He's shifting in his spot uncomfortably, still feeling sorry for the mishap. We were talking about the padlock, I think. How long have those people been locked in there? Not long. Like a week, maybe? You die from dehydration in like 3 days. No, yeah, that's about right. Die, as in, you suffered before that. He shrugs. How can you be sure they haven't starved to death? You don't starve to death in a week. You starve to death in a month. Although if you're a drug addict and your body's like, okay, maybe. This is cool, taking initiative like this, proper citizen behavior, and I endorse it. Oh no, I don't. I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on, I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive. Somewhere in the ruinous past that led you here, there was something called exams. You may have learned the term involuntary manslaughter there. Andre, do you know what involuntary manslaughter means? 85% is not good enough when you're dealing with another person's physical well-being. Yep, I wish people learned more from just this line than they do from the news, I guess. I don't know. I'm just trying to say this is important and maybe a little bit relevant in our current situation. Let's do this. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, apparently we're an unbelievably boring sod. I got an achievement on Steam for how boring I am. We're doing it, guys. I'm sorry too. I guess it wasn't very hardcore of us to just lock them in like that. Me too. I shouldn't have that kind of power over another person. I'm not the one with the violence monopoly here, you are. I'm glad that key is out of my hands now. Right, other questions? That was weird. Wow, 4 viewers, what's up? Hey guys. Thank you so much for coming in. Sure, man. Tell us what we want to know. Let's do it. Who exactly are these people inside the church? You mentioned some kind ecclesiasts own the church. Who are these ecclesiasts? Ecclesiasts. Sorry, ecclesiasts. I wanted to ask you about this tent full of equipment. Yeah, sure. Yeah, well, I see you brought your own water. Hate to tell you, but it reeks of sweat in here. What's with all the nosophed? It's for healing. That's what we use for healing. I see you brought your own water. Yeah. Good to have. Tough to carry. When I first scoured the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water. And it's distilled, too. Oh? He doesn't know what to say. It's the one they sell us at the fuel station. It's the one they sell at the fuel station. It's like he's lying to you, my liege, but he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of. Alright, enough of this. Logic, godly. Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze. That's it for now. Be careful in there, officer, and tell us how it goes, yeah? We'll be here. Let me try that logic check, but after I put on my thinking gear. You know, my thinking gear. Where is it? My thinking gear. Because I look so cool in my thinking gear. Anything else that'll help with logic? There's visual calculus, not quite logic. There we go. Anything else? Perception. Yes, this will help with logic as well. Anything else? Yeah, we're good at logic. And we're so cool looking when we are. Yeah. Now let's try.
Hi again. So,
Ooh, 72%. Did you see we went from like, what was it, 17? Maybe, yeah, I think it was 17. Let's try it now. 6. Ooh, that wasn't even a good roll. A number of things don't add up. Let's take a look. Godly success. Ooh, we only... That was not a very good roll at all. Oh well. How about gather around, kids? Okay, kids, now gather around. Should we go drama? We're wearing all this stuff and our glasses. I've got bad news for you, Andre. Wait, hold on. I've got bad news for you, Andre. Things just don't add up. Let's go with that. What things? He senses something is wrong. This isn't the makings of a club. It's a tent full of laboratory equipment for manufacturing drugs. I've no idea what you've arrived at. I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's wrong. Look, we even have speakers. He points at the speakers. One speaker. They have one speaker. Where is his friend? Did he lose his friend? That's a good one. You have no headphones. Wouldn't Estelle need her headphones to spin tape? Where's his friend? Did he lose his friend? What do you mean, friend? The other speaker. You only have one. It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first thing about sound reproduction in anodic music. Other speaker... Ace Attorney mental breakdown in 3, 2, 1. This may be the brain damage talking, but you've definitely never heard of monodynamic or one-speaker system. You have no headphones. Wouldn't Estelle need her headphones to spin tape? What do you know about spinning tape? Nothing. I know you pawned them, likely for lab equipment and drug ingredients. He was like, oh yeah, the officer's gonna help us investigate the church. And then we were like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm busting your drug operation here as well while I'm at it. Yeah! That's way too American for this British game. Yeah, let's say, oh yeah, we already asked it. The distilled water, cornerstone of a clean lab. And of all cellular-based life. What's your point, Lawbringer? Lawbringer, that's a cool name. There's no need for me to pile on anymore, is there? Yeah, no. He sounds tired. In short, you tried to use a police detective to set up a drug lab. That's... He waves his hands. Come on, that's... preposterous. Against the law. Punishable by summary execution. Wow, that escalated quickly. Against the law. I meant to say not true. The game is Estonian, by the way. Oh, thank you. I just thought it was generally Northern Hemisphere. I don't. Didn't it win a BAFTA? That's why I thought it was, just British. It did win a BAFTA though, didn't it? Let me just check. But thank you for the heads up. Name. Sviatoslav. The Brave. Sviatoslav. I think that's how you'd say it, but I'm really not sure. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. Let me just... fact check myself in real time. There's no point in defending myself if I'm wrong. After Game Awards 2020. Yeah, I did. I want to check. I mean, BAFTA's British, but maybe that doesn't imply that it was British. So yeah, thanks for letting me know that it's made by an Estonian team. Let me get back to my own controller for the stream. So what are we going to do with you? What do you mean do? There's resignation in his voice. He's almost ready to drop the act. It wouldn't take a lot of pushing. The optimal way to go about this would be indifference. It begins by you telling him you don't care about any of this. We do this lawman style. First you tell me everything, then I pass judgment. You tell me what's really going on and we'll work from there. I can be lenient. Okay, it begins by you telling him you don't care about any of this. I don't really care. I just want to crack the case. Do what you want and I'll do what I want. Why would this be the optimal way to go about this? I don't really care. I mean, this technically is kind of true, but let's see. Really? He sounds relieved. Of course I really am a cop! Now tell me what's going on immediately! That's how I read that. Really, I wanted to ask you about something else. Developers are Estonians, but they were in GB while making the game. Ah, probably that's the reason behind your confusion. Well, thank you for clearing that up. I appreciate it. I did notice that the guy who wrote the story, I think it was one person, I'm not entirely sure, but at least one of the leads did not have an English sounding name. So I did think that there was some, I don't really know, cultural crossover there, I guess. I just thought also because the game had an English translation that's really complicated English as well. Sometimes that was also, you know, in a more English dominant country, but I don't actually know anything about Estonia, so who am I to talk? Yeah, let's do this. Or else there's an audible clank as he lets a watch drop into his toolbox, not calling backup and hauling you all off to the pen. For starters, haven't you heard? I'm the dirtiest cop this side of the river. I'll make life hard for you, using every connection I've got. We'll see. Now speak. He thinks for a moment, then opens his mouth but closes it again, then finally raises his hands. Things are just way too hard for an entrepreneur. Things are just way too hard for an entrepreneur in this city. It's not like we're not going to turn the church into the wickedest club in East Revachol. I've forgotten how to do his accent all of a sudden. Because we are. We totally are. Thank you, Egghead. We just got to turn it into a speed lab first. You know, to get our foot in the door. And why did you need me? I've heard enough, honestly. So, what now? This is it. Judgment time. Give me your cash. Ask for a bribe first. Pack up and report to Precinct 41. Arrest them. Get lost. I don't want to see you again. Evict them. Good to know the language this game uses is hard even for native speakers. It is indeed. Yeah. They use big words. And they use made up things as well. There's a lot of defamiliarization. So, and by that I mean that they all take words that are, or terms that are somewhat familiar or really familiar, and they'll use it in a new context or with a new meaning, and that just confuses you a little bit as well. But it does make the game more immersive, in my opinion. So, yeah. Let's do this clean, no speed lab, just a club for anodic music. Proceed with the club. It wouldn't work without the lab. Do what you have to do to keep the club alive. I have to look into the speaker situation before I can decide what to do with you. Yeah, I like this. We can continue on an amiable path, right? No more misunderstandings, no more lies. He nods, smiling cautiously. Before you go, is there anything else you need? Who exactly are these people inside the church? That's it for now. As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news, yeah? I really do try my best with these accents, but I'm not very good at them. It doesn't help that my own accent is rather strange itself. How's everyone doing? I'm having a pretty good day. Are we able to talk to you? We're still wearing our logic outfit. The shaggy-haired girl kneels on the sea ice. She looks up as you approach.
Talk to my associates, right? Are you going to help us?
Are you going to help
Church,
us?
I mean.
Okay. I'll help you, alright? Can't say. Gotta ask questions first. I'll help you, alright?
Great. Let us know if there's any progress, will ya? We've been waiting for weeks here.
It's still low. Okay, I thought there might have been a secret check for that. I'm guessing you knew of this plan. Yeah, let's say it. I did, and I'm sorry. She doesn't appear surprised. For all it's worth, isn't much. This is why I didn't go into the tent. The lieutenant looks at the ocean, squinting his eyes. Typical delinquency. You don't get to choose your posse. They choose you. Mine are idiots, but they're mine. I tried to talk Andre out of it. I even tried not to lie to you. Indeed, she merely tried to omit the truth instead. Instead, you opted to omit the truth. It's the same thing. Should have tried harder. Misleading a cop is no joke. I don't care. I'm loco. I just wanted you to know that I know about the plan. It's the same thing. I know. But I knew you'd see through their plan too. I'm not an idiot. I should have been able to control them. I will in the future. I promise. May I ask, what did you tell them? That I'm going to decide after I've looked into the church situation. Oh, right. That's wise. She nods. Take your time. Now, do we? Nope. Okay. Actually, that's it for now. Thank you. It's already been 43 minutes. Insane. That's crazy. What's the time? It's 6:26 in game. We can't go. Oh wait, we can go this way, and it'll actually lead directly to the church. Yeah, let's check out the church for a little bit. Hey, seems like a good idea. We should probably look a little less silly, but look into the speakers of the church. We're not gonna actually help them set up the nightclub. I just wanted to see what the whole story is here. This silly hat can probably go. The glasses, minus authority. The auditor. Everything else I'm kind of okay with. There's shivers in esprit de corps. This is visual calculus. You could go in with a more logic-y build, sure. We do look very small like this though, so yeah, there's that. Sure, interfacing, why not? Now we look very silly. I like it. Anything else I want to wear? Nah. Really? I think it looks kind of silly. But if you say so. I just don't think we need it on right now. I don't want my perception going down for basically no reason. Yeah, let's go inside. Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular, sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock carelessly drilled into the wood. Open the padlock with the key. The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open. Let's go. The lieutenant nods at you. Pull on the doors. As you do, you hear and the echo of the doomed commercial area. I think that's just an extra and. It's black holes and dusty machines, then the feeling passes. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum in the heart of the city. Get lost in the city. I hope everyone's had a good day. Something I wanted to talk about regarding the channel, I'll just say during the loading screen. I've been thinking a lot about what I want to do with this channel. Originally my goal was to get affiliate status by the end of the year. Now I found out that affiliate status is actually not very good to have. It's like it's a bad idea in terms of the contract that you're basically forced into. So now I'm thinking of doing it like, ooh, that's cool. I'm kind of thinking of going completely, like the one advantage of having affiliates is that you can get subscriptions. How about we just do everything for free? And if you want to support me, I'll find a way to make it possible. But no pressure. And I definitely want to find a way to bring more of like my knowledge. Wait, why affiliate bad? There's a video by Devin Nash that explains it in great detail, but basically, everything that you get with affiliate is kind of overshadowed by the fact that it locks you into some things that could stop you from expanding in the future if you want to, like multi-streaming, for example, to multiple platforms, which I did earlier in the year, and I might bring it back. Yeah, that's the long and short of it. Yeah, you're basically going to be forced to dedicate yourself to a platform that doesn't necessarily have the best interests at heart for your channel until you become much larger. So yeah, but can you opt out from being an affiliate? You kind of can, I've heard, but I don't know for certain how it works. Apparently you can just email support and say, yeah, I don't want to be an affiliate anymore, and then you exit the contract. But it's also just less effort not to. Look, it's not really, there are some things that are like a shame, like I won't get access to sub emotes if I choose not. I'm very close to affiliate status, just by the way. I just need to get my concurrent viewers up. But I'm not really too stressed about that. So instead what I want to do is just look at making everything I do kind of just free, and not really locking off any content to people who just pay me. And then if people do want to support me, they can do something. Maybe I'll set up a Patreon. I've been working on a Fiverr. I don't know, I'll find something. I have a few things I can do for that, but it's not really important. I don't need money. I'm alright, at the moment at least. I'm a student, by the way, so it's not like I have a family to support. Yeah, so that's part of it, but also I'm just looking at, sort of in the other direction, just making the channel look better and working on a bunch of cool stuff for the future. So it's actually going to be a higher quality of content, and it's just going to be free. That's basically it. I'm not really entirely sure how to go about this. I haven't put together a full plan, but I have some ideas and I'll see what works out logistically. Anyway, now that I've got that out of the way, it shouldn't affect content in a negative way. A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. Ah, okay. I'm just going to take that quite literally. I'm not going to run. Also, for anyone wondering what I would do a 5 for, more of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Cool. For anyone wondering what I would have a 5 on, mostly voice work is what I'm looking at, because I don't know, I can do some voices, I guess. And it's just meant to basically help me get some money to improve my equipment and improve my setup. Yeah, that's basically it. And I'll see. I also write, but I don't really want to monetize that yet. I don't have any reason to. Like, I've written some short stories, some poetry, but it's already worth monetizing that. Don't want it to sound offensive, but judging from the game performance, your PC is potato. Yeah, it's not very good. I'm streaming from a laptop, from a Lenovo ThinkPad, but it gets the job done. So, bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. Some long forgotten style. Cool. Yeah, I mean, upgrading my PC is kind of like a priority just in general. This isn't actually my PC. My PC is actually worse. I just stream from this one. This is laptop, sorry. When people say PC, they generally think of a desktop. Maybe you actually need is a strong word. Need is a very strong word. Most of the games I play on this channel aren't exactly that demanding, technically, so I don't worry about it too much. Sure, the performance isn't fantastic, but I think it's not that big of a deal. But hey, I mean, I'm looking at ways to bring in some extra cash so I can upgrade my equipment, which would solve that problem anyway. It's just that it's not a high priority for me at the moment. At the moment, my highest priorities are just trying to chill. I've had a pretty rough month. This grotesque wooden figure looks half finished, and I'm just trying to take it easy, get through my exams. Feels like it's trying to become one with the church. Ah, interesting. And then I'll definitely look at, well, at least you have a good mic. Yeah, I think that's, really you're coming here from my insight into, because I study English and computer science. You're looking, and I have a very vested interest in game design. So if you're coming to this channel, you're generally looking for my insight into, like, examining narrative, examining writing, and looking at game design things. And I think speaking then and presenting myself is quite important. So I've invested in what I think I really need, and if I need a stronger PC, then I'll try to find a way to get that. But as I've said, with time it will come, and I'm not too stressed about it. So yeah. A prayer book has been left open. I really like this soundtrack, by the way. A lot of people seem to think the music you can just take it or leave it. Like, a lot of the actual designers, I believe they said to people who are uploading their playthroughs to YouTube, turn off the music because you'll get copyright claimed. And I was like, well, I have uploaded VODs to YouTube and I have got copyright claimed, but I'm not even making money off the videos on YouTube, so it doesn't really bother me. I mean, it sucks that there are ads on my channel, which generally doesn't have ads, but I'm not too bothered by it, and I actually enjoy the music, and I think it adds to the atmosphere quite well. So I'm unwilling to turn off. But aren't you stressed about not being able to play Cyberpunk 2077? Or you have console? The bowl is filled with water, a live wire runs directly into it. I wanted to read that before it disappeared, sorry. While I would love to play Cyberpunk 2077, I don't play games as soon as they come out, usually. It just doesn't really fit into my schedule. This 1 hour for when I stream is when I play games. It's like the only time I get to play games, really. So 2077 will probably wait. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. Otherwise, I mean, it would be nice, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, I plan on playing it at some point in the future. It looks cool. It's just that I'm not bothered by the fact that I can't play it yet. It also probably won't come out as soon as people think it will. I don't know, unless they've confirmed the release date. I haven't been keeping up too closely with the news on that. I think it's supposed to come out in December. In fact, it got delayed so much that the graphics card that was made in conjunction with it to like promote it is now outdated. I heard that. That was pretty funny. I think it was the GTX. I'm not going to pretend like I know, actually. I'm not sure. It's not the 1080 or anything. 10 December. Ah, okay. Cool. Very cool. I have a huge backlog of games I could get through before 10 December, but then still, I have a lot of games I haven't played, so just playing the newest ones doesn't make sense to me. Yes, a portable Harman Waushi tape recorder. Waushi? Harman Waushi. Is it possible it's recording something? GTX 1080? Did I guess right? Yeah, I think it's that. I'm not entirely sure. A friend of mine who is sometimes in the stream knows about these things far better than I do. 2deck something. I see. I didn't get to read that one. Oh well, you got to read it at least. It was on the stream. What's this? But yeah, their graphics card is outdated now. Mainframe. A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. I was surprised by the music. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity. Another radio computer, says the lieutenant, stepping closer. And this time it's already turned on. He seems cautious around the machine. These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful. We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case. Yes, but this machine looks just like the one in the doomed commercial area. This is true with that RPG that people could phone in and play or something. Okay, let me just investigate it. Step behind the computer. It does look like the one in the doomed commercial area. That is true. It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same model. He inspects the machine's framework. Careful not to touch anything. The one you saw earlier was the REM Civic. This is the REM Prefect, a model number RC7024, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a REM-compatible interim printer. The REM Prefect is the governmental version of the commonly used REM Civic model. Although mostly based on the same technology, the REM Prefect is equipped with better noise attenuation circuits. Okay, let me just investigate it. Step behind the computer. You see Versant play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. Has someone been playing with it? The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed. Are they diamond-shaped? I thought they were just ovals. I wouldn't say 1080 is outdated. It's pretty good. It's actually a top-tier card. It just doesn't have fancy ray tracing. Yeah, I don't know. I was watching Artesian Builds stream. I think it was Artesian Builds. Fun little, they're a group who puts together rather high-end PCs and like gives them to streamers or sends them out, or you know, if you pay for them, you can get one. But they often stream themselves building them, and I think they mentioned something like it's no longer as high as it was when they planned to release it. I think that's what they said. I'm not a hardware guy. I program. I don't build computers. As people can tell, I don't really care that much because my PC runs okay. It does what I need it to do. But hey, I guess it would be worth investing more time into learning how to build good PCs and whatnot. There's a funny story. There's a channel, podcast, and etc. called Trash Taste. It's quite popular. You may have heard of it. One of the people on there is the anime man Joey, who has quite a large YouTube channel. And apparently when he started streaming, he bought like this really nice graphics card. I can't remember what it was. It was the Nvidia something. For the whole time he was using it, he had not taken the plastic piece out that like stopped it from being plugged in, you know, to protect the circuitry when you ship it. He had never taken it out, so he was never using it the whole time. It was basically fresh. That went on for years, I believe. That's quite funny. I'm not that bad. Yeah. So let's see. Look inside the compartment. Press play. Sure. Well, let's look inside the compartment first. Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says in a black marker, log, February to March. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater. Sure. This is usually when we wrap up the stream, like close to this time. Let's go on for a little bit longer. I see quite a few people are here, so why not? The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old. Sorry, I got caught on my tongue there. East Insulindian repeater station. Good afternoon. Fortress accent on St. Brune. This is the East Insulindian repeater station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log? It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area. I looked inside the core, but the tape on the filament just said log of February to March, Fortress accident, like the one in the doomed commercial area. Or are you a machine, or are you alive? It's Blade Runner, guys. Thanks, but I'm finished with this call. Press off silent. Let's just say we read this. Good. Please repeat the password. Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer. A password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint? Is it my birthday? This is the police. Please open this thing. I don't know the password. We'll listen to Kim. What do you think about the pail, by the way? I haven't like interacted with it much. I've only read about it through some of the exposition. It's cool. I think that's really interesting writing. Yeah, I love when stories or IPs or whatever take something that manipulates your perception of stuff as a way of presenting stories, details and things, like outside of just drugs, because you know drugs are kind of like, historically in poetry and stuff, drugs were taken to explore like these completely new landscapes of thinking and presenting sort of new takes on things that we were familiar with. And it's kind of become so commonplace, we're like used to it. Like if you watch several movie sequences have like the drug sequences where the characters, like, everything's hyper and things are different. Some that come to mind immediately are in Limitless and Sherlock season 4 episode 2. Or I don't think there are any other specific scenes of him taking drugs, but that one is a pretty good one. So it's nice when it's just not drugs and they are still able to present like this weird distortion of something else tangible. I love it. But hey, that's just me nerding out. Received. I will register this login attempt. Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Thanks, but I'm finished with this call. Goodbye, Fortress accent, she says as her voice disappears into a whirl of static. The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print. Let's press print. Nothing happens. Leave. Ooh, interesting. And we got autosave it as well. This is a very cool piece of art. Can we zoom out? Can we grab that? Not quite. I can't see the top. Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. Ooh, there's a thing right there. Let's go. What's this? Let's just pick up some stuff. We'll wrap up the stream pretty soon, I think. What's the time in game? Ooh, shoes. What are they? Mesca Bangers Red Brogues. That's like the Mexico/Spain equivalent, is what I've been told and what I've surmised. Empathy up. Ooh! We're literally in someone else's shoes. Shouldn't all of the shoes give empathy up? But this is pretty useful, actually. I needed something to modify my empathy. I was looking for something to modify it. Fun fact, I've only been in a church a few times in my life. Less than 10, I'd say. Spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. It's kind of depressive for me. The pail is basically nothingness, and presumably it's eating this world slowly. If you would live in this setting, I would save one bullet for myself. Rough. But I'm sure that's like part of what the developers and the writers intended. It was like this force that people would respond to, either with nihilism, either with like awe, perhaps, or maybe anticipation. And there's a whole discussion with Joyce Messier, I think that's her name, where you kind of explored that idea. I'm personally, on a personal philosophical level, I'm kind of fine with it. I can't really explain why. I think if everyone's kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm just a biznitch. One character even said it's worse than nothingness. Yeah, and we have spoken to the Pale Driver quite a bit. And they have their memories. I was kind of scared. Yeah. I don't know, it's kind of weird for me. I just, if there's like an external force that is able to take everything away at once, I'm quite at peace with that in general. It's only if there are survivors that I feel bad, and if it has like, if instead of just cracked pane of glass, colorful, instead of just dissolving us, it worsens life, then I'm like, oh, that's not cool. And the Pale does seem to do that, make things worse, but in an interesting way, and in a way that, I don't know, we don't actually have to face this. But I think it's quite cool. I don't know why, but I'm fond of things that counter hubris, you know? Counter human pride. Because I think, personally, we've taken things too far. So just having something that, I guess, people are helpless against is refreshing. I don't know, I kind of sound like a bit of a psycho, but I've also been locked at home for like 7 months, so maybe I've just gone a bit insane. So this whole place is filled with Meska stuff. Yeah, instead we can face viruses. It's fun. Yeah, it's totally fun. I definitely would not replace N with 2 other choice letters. A figure drawn in frost on the window depicting a deer. Deers are interesting. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. And a bottle. We'll pocket that. That's why we carry the bag. This is very cool. You know what? If anyone's a fan of Drawfee, Julia from... Oh! The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent. Wait, I think I still hear something. And it's gone. Almost all of it, but for the faintest hums. I guess you could read it that way. I don't know quite enough about it to say that it is for certain. It could also be, because I mean there's a lot of warfare as well, so it could also just be from a result of some warfare. It could also just be a sort of quirk of the world. But you can read it as a climate change metaphor, perhaps, yeah. I don't think it's the most effective one, personally, if it is, because it's not as aggressive as I think something of that has to be, especially now. We don't have much time left to save ourselves, essentially. But anyway, it seems that somehow here is it seems that sound here is detached from its source somehow, if not blotted outright. Truly unusual. You can hardly hear your own breathing. Yell as loud as you can, stomp your feet and clap your hands. Yell as loud as you can. Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers. Oh, this one, okay, I guess we have to do this. You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total somehow. Not sure about metaphor, maybe illusion? Nothing metaphors, right? Or allegory. Allegory is the more specialized term. It's an allegory for the consequences of climate change. An illusion is a very specific kind of thing. Like you have to be quite ironically explicit when you allude. So if they had said, actually, yeah, it just doesn't work in that context. Usually allude to like a piece of work or a character. I'm speaking purely in literary terms. I don't know why. Not everyone cares about literary theory and critique. But sorry, I get too hung up on the specifics of some words just because I study English. So you'd probably be fine saying illusion in a normal conversation. It's just because I'm a stickler for these types of discussions that I'm like, it's but hey, don't worry about it at all. Feels even more total somehow. What is happening? The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer. Can you hear anything? Almost nothing. Beginning to worry me. Not really, but it's extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like this. Conjure. Conjure Jack. Not really, but it's extraordinary. I think it's extraordinary. I would love silence. Jeez. I wonder why the church is built with such strange acoustics. His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is. Maybe the church was designed in this way to prevent boisterous activity, singing and dancing on its premises. That's kind of the opposite of what some churches want to do. Maybe they wanted to discourage singing and dancing. Now you're okay, keep doing that. No one else does it. Anyway, so it can be your special thing. That's kind of what I'm trying to bring to the table. Yeah. Whenever they say something like, this innocent wouldn't have had it this way, when they're alluding to a particular place or person that we don't have necessarily a full explanation of up front or nearby, that's more of an illusion by technical terms, in terms of like speaking technically. I mean, like they do it quite often in this game. I'll be honest. We've discovered quite a lot of what they're talking about. This is like the 24th or something stream, but otherwise it was kind of difficult to navigate. Hey, what if it's something paranatural? It's probably nothing, just our imagining. Whatever it is, it's definitely real. Something odd is happening around us. Hey, what if it's something paranatural? It's definitely not our imagination, and I don't think this is really what I want to say. Something odd is happening around us. Let's be fun. Please, Detective, not this again. He's trying to act dismissive, but at this particular moment he's more open than usual to the idea of paranatural phenomena. Nice. Look up into the bell tower. The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead. Ooh, we have such high perception. Let's do it. I think we have 5 or 6 in perception. You broke, Kim. Yeah, we investigated the doomed commercial area and then this. Ah, goodness. It's like there's something moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and is making its way toward you through all the other shadows. Interesting. Oh, we can see the face there. Nice. On the ceiling. Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away. Follow the shadow's movements. It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends. Is it a bat? Are we gonna become Batman? Officer, is there something up there? The lieutenant follows your gaze, attempting to see what it is that you are seeing. He's never called us officer before. It's technically incorrect. Oh no, you've lost sight of it. Where did it go? Blink. You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes. Oh, Tiago. Whoa. Maybe it's possible to talk to it? It's an alien. And guys, that's where we're gonna end it for the day. Thank you so much for watching. We're gonna be live again tomorrow at whatever the last hour was for you. So it's currently 6:13 here. I start at 5 p.m. So yeah, the schedule is up to date on the channel page, and I also put it on my Twitter. But really, oh, thank you so much for the follow. I'm just gonna struggle with your name. It's Sviatoslav the Brave. It means a lot. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy Well, I hope you enjoyed this stream, and I hope you enjoyed the next one if you choose to attend. Otherwise, yeah, let's wrap it up there for now. I'm going to save the game. So we're going to talk to this interesting person tomorrow. And yeah, we'll have a good time. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you have a good day. This was a bit of a slower stream, but it was nice. There's some very loud music, and it's thankfully not coming through the mic. Anyway, yeah, that's going to be me for the day. Thanks so much. Have a good day, and good bye.